Okay, Nicole, you can go ahead and take it away.
Perfect. Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole. I'm one of the summer orientation leaders. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a rising junior. If you have any questions regarding orientation things, housing, I'm also currently in the housing office right now. If you can see the little sign in the back as well. Couldn't quite get away from work, so I'm like double timing it right now. Or anything regarding Redhawks. Of course, your primary points of contact is not going to be me for this particular session, but I'm happy to help in any way I can. And yeah, lovely to meet you all. Thank you so much for having me.
I realize I have two Nicoles. I'm so sorry. Uh, Thank you, other Nicole, orientation leader Nicole, for introducing yourself. And then other Nicole, you can go ahead and get us started as well.
Hi, everybody. I am Nicole Parker Donaldson, and I am the Assistant Director for Student and Young Alumni Engagement. I'm so excited to be here with you all. Let me backtrack. I also use she, her pronouns. And so we're just excited to be here with you for this presentation. I think that's all I wanted to say. Are we going to go to that first slide, or I guess you should introduce yourself as well again?
Yes,
there it is.
Do that. So hello, everyone. My name is Rachel Leong Sato. I am the Assistant Director for Events and Traditions at the Center for Student Involvement. The Center for Student Involvement is the third floor of the Student Center. We got all the events and the activities. You can also pop in and hang out if you'd like to. So that's just to give you a little intro to who I am, and I use she, her pronouns as well. So to do a little bit of an intro of you all, if you could just drop in the chat your name, hometown, and social media handle if you are comfortable. And the reason why we are asking you to drop your social media handle, you'll see at the very end, we got a little bit of a surprise for you. So if you're not comfortable quite yet, that's totally understandable. But it's a great way to get connected, to start getting to know your fellow classmates. So I'd love to hear where you all are from, your names. We got one, Ambrose, and live in Seattle. Go ahead to feel free to keep and dropping that in the chat as we keep going. So you don't all have to do it right now, but I'd love to get some introductions from a few of you. Bay Area, Florida, ooh, far away. Washington, Connecticut. Ooh, we got the West Coast and East Coast represented. Incredible. Well, I'll let you all go ahead and take away at that. Just to give you a little bit of a rundown of what today is, I'm going to give you our agenda. So how to Redhawk. We are talking about traditions and events on campus. So we're going to give you a little bit of an overview of the traditions that we do have on campus and what they mean and why they're important. So we'll share with you a little bit of some of the traditions we have here at Seattle U. Some of our fall programs and our cultural showcases, what Connect SU is, how to Redhawk, so the different ways that you can be involved, what the layers of those involvement are, and why that's important. And then we'll talk a little bit about the Alumni Association. So Nicole will go ahead and share with us about that, and then we will wrap up on our day.
So to start off, this presentation is, of course, about our events and traditions and involvement, but there are layers to involvement here, and there's kind of, you'll find that it's a very unique experience. And so we wanted to just really briefly touch on the Jesuit foundation and values that kind of inform some of the traditions that we have here. So questions that we get often, like, what does it mean to be at a Jesuit university? Do I have to be Catholic? Obviously not. And how do these values that you see here on the screen impact your student experience? And so I put this quote, "Together we soar," because you'll find that our Jesuit values inform our sense of community here. And it's really big on togetherness, service for others. These values listed, Magis, which means striving for more, our Ignatian principles, which you'll hear way more about, so don't worry if that's in one ear and out the other. You'll learn about that during your time here as a student. But our Ignatian principles guide us in reflection and discernment. So really trying to seek out the purpose for everything that we're doing, and really be purpose driven in those things. And then cura personalis also just means care for the whole person. So you'll find that even when we're doing these fun events and traditions, we're trying to find a deeper meaning in that. And we really want you to find ways to show up as your whole self, not just the little piece of your identity, but all of the pieces that you are that kind of come and make that full picture. So just keep that in mind as we continue to talk about the events and traditions that we have here.
So I would love to hear from you all what some of your favorite events and traditions or experiences your high school put on, or previous institution that you enjoyed. So if you want to pull out your phones, I'm sure you've experienced the QR code in this day and age. You can pull up your phone, put it up towards the QR code, and it should give you a link to the Mentimeter, or you can pull up this link. I'll give you all a few minutes to go ahead and do that, and you can answer what's some of your favorite traditions and events. I can give you an answer for mine. I really love, honestly, anything having to do with the holidays and Christmas. I think there's something pretty magical, no matter what it is. There's something in the air. The last place that I went to, I got to be a part of our Christmas program, and honestly, it was just so exciting and so fun. And I think everyone was just really happy, and it was a really sweet way to end that year. Yeah, and we also have an amazing Christmas tree lighting program here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pop into our Mentimeter, see what answers we have. Currently, I have one answer, homecoming. If you're having trouble with the Mentimeter, you can also feel free to drop it in the chat as well if there is something that you really enjoyed. So if you want to use this QR code again, I can go ahead and show that one more time. Here. Assemblies. Thanksgiving, New City dances. Yeah, love dances. Big dance fan. Yeah, and so one of the things that's really fun about these events and these traditions at your institution, at your previous college, or at your high school, maybe you were a part of it. Maybe you were a part of the planning of that process, and you got to see what it was like to have it come to fruition and see people enjoy it. I think that's one of the most wonderful things, is to be able to see something you planned and worked so hard on, and see people enjoy it. And sometimes it's just really fun to experience something new, something that you would have never been a part of before, and maybe would have never thought to even attend. Maybe that became one of your favorite memories from school. So I'm gonna refresh that one more time. Final thoughts: class competitions, assemblies, rallies, dances. Amazing. Love to see that. Okay, so I'm going to go into kind of talking about why traditions matter, why we're talking about this. One of the beautiful things that is about traditions is that you get to be a part of something. So you can go ahead and find your flock. You can become more intentionally connected to maybe more resources or offices on campus. You get to know about things that you would have previously not known before if you hadn't gone to that event. You can also find community. You can maybe find your new friend at the event, at the dance, at the program. Maybe you found some new fun people to be around. I know that when I was in undergrad, it took me seeing a poster next to my cafeteria and it had an email at the bottom, and I emailed that person. I became a part of a program, and those people became my family, and I'm really close to them to this very day. Some of them are my really close mentors, and some of them I've like babysat their kids. So I think being a part of something, you get to make these connections that maybe you weren't intending to, but you can be surprised at what happens. So you can meet different types of people from different backgrounds, experiences, and interests. You could also gain leadership and professional development. So maybe you were a student leader and you got to participate in planning for maybe a school dance. We have something called Winter Ball and Quadstock, and you can be a part of that team that helps plan these events. You could be a part of the Office of Multicultural Affairs or International Office, all these different places. Being a part of them can help develop you for whatever job you want in the future as well. So to give you a little bit of a traditions overview, I'm going to go ahead and share with you our website. So if you just typed into your browser Seattle University Campus Traditions, you can go ahead and see this screen. So it'll show you Center for Student Involvement. That is my office. It's where a lot of fun things happen. And you can go ahead and see some of the highlights for each quarter. So we have fall quarter here, fall welcome, which is probably what you all will participate in as new students. And we also have homecoming. So Nicole and I are both working on homecoming. And this is a really fun time where we have things for students, current students, and as well as alumni. It's a really great way to be a part of something big that has a legacy. So if you take a look at this website, you can find all the different exciting things to look forward to throughout the year. And I'm going to go ahead and show this video real quick. Okay, I'm going to keep on moving forward. Nicole, do you want to go ahead and share a little bit about the campus app?
Yes, so we are in the age of technology, so we have a lot of different ways for you to stay connected to things that are going on. So we have Connect SU, of course, which is our campus app, and this is the best way for you just to stay up to date. You can follow different clubs and organizations or even departments on there, and residential communities can post information there as well. So it's just a good way to stay connected. In addition to Connect SU, we have our campus app, which is, if you can change that page there to the next slide. So this campus app, this one here on the left, this is a way for you to be able to keep track of what is open on campus. Say it's like 10:30 and you want to know if any of the restaurants are open, any of the little food court type areas, you can look on that app. It'll show you that. You can see things that are happening near you. Cork as well is another way for you to stay up to date around things that are happening on campus and in the close community. So just keep that in mind as you transition into your student experience. And I also want to say, like, some of you might be the way that I was when I first started my college experience. I was like, I'm not here to make any friends. I just want to get this degree. Don't talk to me. And I'm telling you that really, if you dig in and really connect to your community, it will make so much of a difference in your experience. I learned that a little later in my journey, but it definitely helps so that when things come up, when school gets hard, you have a community to turn to and you have those connections. The next slide here we have, so I talked about Connect SU. So we also have the Connect SU Event Pass, which is basically like a virtual ticket that gets you into things. So you can go in and register or RSVP for an event, and then you have an event pass with your information. And so you can easily check into events as they're happening and scan in the case that those events are asking for folks to give information that way. And it just makes it a seamless experience. And so the more that you kind of invest in plugging into the different ways of staying connected, the easier it is for you to just have that community and know what's going on.
Yeah, Connect SU will be your hub for getting connected. So if you go on Connect SU, you sign in with all of your CLU information, you'll be able to search up different clubs and organizations that you're interested in, see what events they have, and you can put your name and down there and be a member so that when things pop up, you can get emails and be on their email list. So next, I kind of want to talk about the different ways and levels that you can be involved as a Redhawk. So the different levels are attend, support, and lead. So attend is pretty self-explanatory. It's a great time your first year. You just show up, you have fun. Be open to new experiences. Be open to things you've never tried before. Support, maybe it is active or passive support, cultural philanthropy. Maybe you're just showing up because you know that someone is putting on an event that you're really passionate about. Maybe you are attending club meetings. Those are different ways, mid-level support that you can participate in things. And then leading, this is something that we really love, is when you're a student leader, you get to lead in different ways. You get to maybe start a club, you get to participate in a club by planning all the different things. If you want to create a legacy, if you want to make a difference on campus, it's a great way to leave your mark before you graduate. And maybe potentially creating something that is long lasting for years to come.
Okay, so I mentioned earlier that I am the Assistant Director for Student and Young Alumni Experience. And so I'm going to just share a really quick blurb around the Alumni Association. So of course, once you graduate and you've had your college experience, you don't have to go off into space. We want to stay connected to you and make sure that you continue to have a sense of community. So through the Alumni Association, we have many chapters and affinity groups that host events and programs. They have professional development opportunities where we connect some of our alumni with our current students and clubs as a way to build bridges and help you as you kind of think about your next steps. And then we also have student alumni ambassadors, which is a paid position that we are actually hiring for right now. So if you would love to work in my office or learn more about alumni engagement, be at events, kind of see what that looks like and how that is to connect with people and build relationships with our community and donors, please follow up with me after this, as we are hiring for this and it would be a great paid opportunity for you.
So I know that was pretty quick, but we want to just kind of do a recap. There are tons of different ways to be involved and participate in things on campus. Some of them are the really large events that you see on campus, that you're just walking across the quad and you see something going on and you show up. And sometimes maybe it's something that you've had on your calendar for a while. But traditions are a great way that shows our campus culture and unites our community, our very diverse community of international, local, all over the US. It helps establish a sense of belonging, because belonging is really important to feel a part of a campus. It uplifts our Ignatian values and creates long-lasting memories and helps us celebrate our Redhawk spirit and what we strive to be together. And so the final thing that I wanted to share with you all, you can still have time if you wanted to drop your Instagram handle, but we are doing a giveaway of some swag that you can pick up once you arrive on campus. So here are a couple of the rules of how you can enter into the giveaway. Follow these Instagram handles. These are kind of the main hubs for getting to see what is on campus, what is going on. If you could tag 2 incoming SU students. So if you see some of the social media handles in the chat, you can go ahead and tag them and comment your favorite tradition and like the post, share it to your story, and then tag the Center for Student Involvement. I will be posting this right after this presentation, and then you can enter into the giveaway. So I know that was a little bit fast. Here's some extra information if you want to connect with us. I can also go ahead and put my email in the chat so that if you have questions about events that are happening or different ways to get involved, you can go ahead and send me an email, or you can contact any of our different offices. We would love to answer any questions that you all have, and we'd love to see you at organization events, clubs events, our Christmas tree lighting, our homecoming, any of those things. But we are wrapping a little quickly today. So if any of you have any final questions that you want to share with us, you can go ahead and drop it in the chat or stay a little bit later. But this is us wrapping up. So thank you all for being here, and we're very excited to have you on campus so very soon. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us.